Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond Second Cognition. I'm Beall. The topic of this discussion is the Great Awakening and the shift in consciousness. There are many people right now following the Great Awakening movement happening through the QAnon folks. What people don't realize is there is more to this Great Awakening going on than just becoming apprised of political corruption and things of that nature. Humanity is involved in a monumental shift in consciousness that's never before occurred with this species. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to believe this because it doesn't fit in with their definition of reality. But there's more going on than meets the eye. There's been a lot of people in the spiritual and New Age arena that have been looking towards this shift in consciousness since before 2012, where it didn't happen in the manner they suspected. Just released Flesh Robot Part 2. If a person reads volumes 1 and 2 of this series, then they're going to have a pretty darn good handle about what's going on with this whole Great Awakening movement. It's tied in with the New Paradigm trilogy. It's tied in with the books being produced by Caleb Seth Pearl. Ties in with the work we've been doing since 2015. And if you want to know what's going on, you really need to read this book. It's going to challenge your reality. It's not going to be pleasant for a lot of people to read. People get hooked into perceptual beliefs. And once they adopt a perceptual belief, it becomes their reality. But a lot of times the beliefs we embrace have no foundation in reality. They're beliefs that make us feel good emotionally, give us some sense of comfort in a tumultuous world. The reason that we're seeing the chaos on the world stage has a reason. And if you want to know the reason for this, then you might want to read the Flesh Robot books, particularly Part 2, because I go into extreme detail on what's going on, why it's going on, what's happening, and where we stand at a point of evolutionary transition for the entire human race. Like I said, it's not going to be an easy read for people because it's loaded with facts that are going to challenge your perception of reality. It's going to make a lot of people mad, particularly if they can embrace the verifiable facts presented in the book as to what's being perpetrated in a massive psychological war against humanity that's been going on for thousands of years. There's not going to be any escape to the fifth dimension, and people aren't going to magically transfer to some fictional new Earth or anything like that. You're going to be here as a human being to ride through this transition as long as you're breathing air on this planet as a human being. You're not going anywhere. This book brings it down to a pragmatic level of explanations about what the Great Awakening is all about in a broader aspect than what people presently perceive. Yes, understanding the political corruption and the presumed war between communism and capitalism, it's part of it, but it's only the beginning part of something greater that people don't know about. It has nothing to do with fanciful ideas, although some people may consider some of the material in the book fanciful. It's not. If you want to get a handle on why things are screwed up the way they are, it's because they have to be. And this is all explained in this book. In the 2 Flesh Robot books, if you want to know what we are, why we are here, the great timeless questions of theologians and philosophers throughout written history, if you read these books, you're going to have a handle on what's going on. If you want to remain ignorant, or you want to keep chasing fanciful notions of escape from this planet because you happen to harbor a certain belief, this book's going to upset you. I'm not in the business of making people feel good. I'm in the business of information delivery. And it's up to each individual to take the information that's presented in these books and do what they want with it. Agree with it, disagree with it, accept it or discount it, that's all your choice. But the fact of the matter is we're running around blind and ignorant and have been for thousands of years. And if you're tired of running around blind and ignorant, wondering who we are, what we are, and why we're here, what your purpose in life is, you'd be well advised to read these books because they're going to help you understand all of that. As challenging as the ideas presented in the books may be, there is a cohesion to the information there. And it goes through quite a few books, which are also mentioned within this volume. If you want to see how the psychological game is played and how you're being rooked at every turn, being sold lies and deceptions beyond just the mainstream media, you should really read this book. If you're involved in the Great Awakening, ask yourself, what am I awakening from and what am I awakening to and where is it going to go? Because what's happening in the Great Awakening stage in the QAnon frequency of people working together is only the beginning, folks. It's only a small part of a grander picture. And if you want to know the bigger picture, you might want to get this book because it's going to explain a lot of things. For those of you doing the work, stay the course. Don't give up on yourselves.